So it's Monday night, letting my pork rest. With pork, typically I always like to pair my wine with food. Or if I'm just gonna have a wine by itself, pair it with cheese or something else. But most of the time it'll be cheese or on its own, or most of the time I'm pairing it with some type of cuisine. Today is pork tenderloin, just a grilled pork tenderloin, basic preparation. So I don't want an overly big red. I do love Mount Etna reds with it, from Nerello Muscalesi, the grape. Fantastic blend between, or cross between Pinot Noir and Nebbiolo. Or a Grenache. Ironically, I'm going to have a Grenache blend right now. And in the category of wine that is slowly becoming one that I am just not having much success with. I've had numerous bottlings, and they are touted as some of the best wines, some people's favorite wines. I don't know what it is about them for me. They just don't hit my sweet spot, but I don't give up because it's Chateauneuf du Pape. The bottles are always beautiful, but this is Domaine de Pagao, 2011. And, it's supposed to be in a great bottling. It's got a good 10 years, 11 years on it. Smells better than most of them do, so we shall see. It's been decanting for a little bit, not a ton. I'll have it over 2 nights to give it its fair shake. What is it about Chateauneuf that I don't really like? I always feel like they're a little bit too thin, not elegant enough. I don't want them to be big and unctuous. They're not supposed to be. But it's a very hot region. So typically in the south of Rhone, it's pretty hot down there. It's almost like almost every vintage is pretty good. It's almost Napa-esque in a sense because they have a very high diurnal, which is high heat during the day, and temperatures do drop at night, but so they retain good acidity. So Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. Grenache being a high acid, low tannin. Syrah and Mourvedre balance it out. Smells like Southern Rhone. Some of that Garrigue, the tarragon, sage, lavender. That's kind of what Garrigue is. So you're going through a field and it absolutely smells like that. It smells like fresh strawberries, fresh raspberries, a little bit of a white pepper. We shall see. It smells promising. I don't know what it is about them. It doesn't have that wow factor for me. And I do like Southern Rhone wines. I like Gigondas. I like Vaccaras. I think they're different. I think Gigondas is a little more rustic. Vaccaras a little more fruit forward, maybe. I don't know. There's a new designation also down there. A named village. They have Côte de Rhone, Côte de Rhone Village, and they put a name next to Côte de Rhone Village, and I think now, and they have the specific regions. Chateauneuf being the most famous, Gigondas, Vaccaras, and I'm sure there's some others I'm not really remembering right offhand. Smells a little stinky, a little barnyardy, just a little bit. Like, slight interruption, but it's the same to me. It's just not my style. I don't know what it is. I can't. It's got spicy raspberries. All I could get out of this. Almost a little dirty. It's forest floor, and I don't know. What is it about Chateauneuf that I am just not that fond of? I'm just not even enjoying it. It's so sad. I mean, these wines are coveted. It's a wine I want to love, and I just don't. I don't know why. I can't really see myself buying anymore, obviously, at this point. Kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Got to go with your palate. There's only a few grapes, I don't really like South African Pinotage. I feel like it's got an identity crisis. Blended between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. It's sometimes a little thin, sometimes a little weird. And Beaujolais Nouveau tastes like bubblegum. That's nothing. But a Beaujolais Cru is fantastic. From the 10 villages, named ones. And from whites, I don't like Gewürztraminer. It's very, very floral. That lychee fruit, super like you're eating a rose petal. I don't mind like that rose petal aroma in a Barolo. Absolutely love it in Nebbiolo, but in Gewürz and a white, it's so floral that it's just not my thing. So those two grapes, and then this region specifically, Chateauneuf, just not my thing. I have about a third of a bottle here decanting. I don't really want to have this with my pork, to be honest. I kind of want to open up something else, let this decant, maybe have it after. Maybe it opens up more, but it's not going to open up in a way that I'm going to want it any more than I do. There's an herbal component. Like, it's got complexity, but it just doesn't taste like I want it to. Sour a little bit, sour fruit, sour raspberry and spicy raspberry with earth, white pepper. Finish is fine, alcohol's fine. Have a little more. One more sip, and then I'm definitely going to get something else out of the fridge. Just not going to enjoy this with the pork. I want to enjoy my wine, and this is just a shame. I feel horrible about it, really. Aged perfectly. Probably tastes exactly like it's supposed to. Somebody would absolutely love it. It's just not me. It's gotten a little better, I guess. That sip was a little bit better. Maybe I'll let it go a little bit. It's got like an unripe strawberry thing, too. I don't like unripe strawberries. I'm gonna go find something to open. So I'm gonna pause this and do that. So what did I pick? I grabbed the Brunello. 2016 Brunello. I know I've been talking about the 2016 Brunellos, greatest vintage in 30 years. Brunello de Montalcino, there's La Maggia. Don't know this producer. Just got this bottle. So 2016, like, oh, it's got 6 years of age. Yeah, but Brunello can't be released for 5 years. So this is really just a recent release. And Brunellos can age for a really long time. But I couldn't find anything else to have in there. I'm actually running into a problem where I do need to buy some, what I call like weekday wines. If I could get that Iskra Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, maybe the Chateau Sanctus, some wines that I guess I don't feel bad opening at any given time of any given vintage as I wait for some other wines to age a little bit. And just to be a little bit in a better drinking window. This is pop and pour, which is crazy for a young Brunello like this. Just really ridiculous, but this is where I'm at right now. I want to enjoy something with the pork. I don't think the Chateauneuf's going to hit that mark. Let's hope this is... It's a little closed right off the nose, but let's see if I give it a little bit of a jolt. It's not jumping out yet. A little bit now. Very aromatic, as Sangiovese typically can be. Black cherry and some leather notes and some cedar. Some herbs, some dried herbs. Not a lot, though. Mostly black cherry. Always high acid, great food wine. Oh, that's good. A little bit of a fennel on the palate already. Normally these have to be open. Oh, wow, that's got great, good tannin, good body. That's great wine. This is, what can I say? I guess I love Sangiovese, I do. And Brunello's, some of the ones I've had, the Turdo one, I almost opened up with the Turdo one, but I want to give them a little bit of time. The Turdo ones are fantastic out of New Jersey, out of Cape May. This might be my first 2016 Brunello. I don't know this producer. This is awesome. If this is what they all taste like, what an amazing vintage. And like I said, I've been trying to buy some cooler climate stuff or older stuff, but I have a producer hot on my radar, Gilberto, out of Saumur, Central Loire. Specializes in Cap Franc and Chenin Blanc, specifically, and I hate this term, natural wine. But I guess I'm more into natural wine than I realized. But when I think of natural wine, I think minimalist intervention. Let the wine speak for itself. Let the grapes, the vineyard, show what it should. But I don't want it to be where some natural wines are, from what I'm reading and listening to, are flawed. So they're not even taking the care to make sure this natural wine is wine, but just letting it get to the point of flaw and being so different that it's so funky that it's become like a fad thing. So more to come, I think, on natural wine and definitions. We'll see what it all means, but native yeasts and, you know, biodynamic, organic, sustainable. Anyway, this is going to be great. It's already 12 minutes. My pork is absolutely ready to be eaten. I love that the fennel's there, the black cherry's there, acidity is there. Not super tannic, actually, a little bit. This is actually easier to drink than I expected this young, especially not decanted. It's fantastic, fantastic. Still tasting it long length. It's gonna sing with the food. You could tell this is a food wine. Food wine. I don't think I'd want to drink this on its own. Can't believe a 13-minute video about a failed experiment with Chateauneuf yet again, and opening up. Always consistent Sangiovese, Brunello, of course, being what I think some of the best food wines out there. All right. Long enough. Have a good night.